I don't remember where the
Okay,
fuck we
the
were.
recording has now started. God, hang on, let me check.
Do you promise the recording has started?
Yeah, I just want to make sure.
I
That
don't know where the fuck we were with the thing.
12, 14. Yep, no, we. Yeah, no, we got it. Okay. So, hello everybody, and welcome to Screwbucket Thick Riffs, where we look into the trash of the internet. And
Wait, so is that actually how our streams start now? I never am here for them.
no, I usually go, hello everybody, and welcome to the stream. I give it a little bit of an introduction. Once again, we have Foxy.
Hi. I just remembered that I was doing the narration. Fuck.
Ginger.
I mean, hi. I'm trying to think of a funny quip to say.
You could say something like, I steal souls frequently, and this is gonna be a new level of hell. I don't know. And we have
It's
But
true.
I've already said a variation on that too many times. It's just not funny anymore. I need some fresh material. Fresh material from your body, perhaps. Just kidding. Souls aren't part of your body.
I mean, if you were flirting, maybe, but, and we also have popcorn.
No.
My hands are asleep.
Oh, no.
So, last week we finished Chapter 1, and that's all we finished. It's not that Chapter 1 is excruciatingly long, but it is excruciating, and it just took us that long. So now we're on to Chapter 2.
Because slow and steady hurts.
And again, I love the fact that I know the actual Chris Hansen is kind of a fucking grifter and exploited that situation for his personal gain. But I still love the fact that Greg
Prophetic.
I love the fact that Greg put Chris Hansen inside the, like, fucking prophetic. So, Fox, Frog, do you want to continue the narration?
Yeah, I have to do this fucking nasally. Okay. The following morning, Mr. Hansen approached me in the hall before class started. I don't know who was... Was this me?
We're supposed to talk,
He said in his usual stern voice. I responded, I know, but what about? He began gesturing with his hands as he often did. I guess it was a habit he developed to trick people into believing he was saying something interesting.
Wait, didn't we give Greg's self-insert a super masculine, suave voice?
Oh, no, I remember how I was, doing it. Hold on a second. You know, wait, no, fuck, that wasn't it. I know, but what about? There we go.
Oh, right, it was, try hard.
Right. Try hard.
You know, you're a smart kid. You're a smart kid.
Citation needed.
But you keep showing up late to my classes, and it's becoming a problem.
He said, surprised he showed genuine interest. I replied with a smirk. I'll do better in the future. He continued.
Alright, well,
That was needlessly sinister.
I also wanted to ask you about a TA opportunity student that's always late and doesn't seem to care about my class.
What? Yeah, what? I replied, you don't have a teacher's assistant? I watched a bead of sweat fall down his... This is an anime. No, you fucking didn't.
Haynes.
I watched a bead of sweat fall down his balding forehead as he responded.
Oh, the last TA moved, and yeah, you're not always on time, but you get your work done honestly and efficiently. That's
not what the teacher's assistant is.
That's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it.
What the? But that's not what the teacher. That's not what the teacher's assistant is for. Right? Like, am I? Like you're supposed to be there and be present.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whatever. It's fine. I asked, "Okay, Mr. Hanson, next semester?" He authoritatively replied,
No, you can just take an elective class credit, and I'll let your current teacher know that you'll be working with me from here on, because that's how public school works.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, what? What? Absolutely not. Okay. I immediately thought of the possibility of an art class and rejected the idea. My only elective right now is art class, and I don't want to give that up, I said. He took a step back, looking offended, and lost my lost my temper, lost his temper. In a disgruntled tone, he said,
Art? Art class is a joke, James. Tell me one person you know who is making a living painting pictures. Meanwhile, Stick Freaks in the background is going, "What the fuck?"
well, okay, first of all, I'm not saying that there aren't teachers who don't who for whatever reason are don't approve of people trying to do art for a living, but also I immediately pictured Homer choking Bart.
Yeah.
I immediately thought of that.
So I do want to say that it is actually very feasible to do art for a living. What is very unlikely is for you to do art for yourself for a living. So it's very unlikely that you're going to be making your own art and selling it to people. And it's the least likely thing is for you to make art independently and then sell that for profit. What is slightly more likely is for you to do private commissions. You do your own stuff and then you basically hire yourself out to random people on the internet. And what is far more likely is you'll be doing a soulless job making art for other people without any self-control, without any independent control.
Hold on, I gotta once again I'm sharing this image. Furry artists make fucking bank.
Furry artists and I don't make fucking bank.
Familiar faces.
Now the thing is, that is partially correct. If you become successful as an artist in a niche community, you can make bank. The problem is getting noticed in that niche community because there are a ton of furry artists, right? There's a lot of people that draw furry art. Not a lot of them make bank. The ones that start actually making an income make a lot of money, but it's a very steep curve.
I'm trying to break into the furries who enjoyed high school English class niche.
Good luck, King.
Alright, oh, no, narration.
I immediately thought, nope, wrong. All the students nearby in the hall stopped and looked towards the shouting. I looked at Mr. Hanson, unaffected, reminding him I would not give it up. I wasn't about to sacrifice the one class I had with Abby for alone time with a sweaty, angry-prone history teacher.
Angry-prone? Oh, anger-prone.
I'm stupid, I'm so sorry. Anger-prone. Whoops.
I wasn't even looking at the paper, I just kind of thought that's what he wrote.
No, I prefer angry prone.
that one's on me. Mr. Hanson looked at everyone, stopped in the hall, and screamed.
What?
Everyone look at Mr. Hanson, he's such a goof! Move along, kids.
Everyone just looked at him as he turned back to me, maintaining his clearly frustrated posture. He then waddled into his classroom to begin class.
I'm just imagining, he has his arms out in a Y pose, and he's just waddling in like a penguin.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But also, holy shit, I am afraid of this teacher instantly. Anybody who just, yells that? Hello? What the fuck? I reluctantly entered with the remaining students to sit at my desk, which was conveniently placed within broomstick range.
What?
Hello? Sorry.
That's not something that people say.
Sorry. Are you gonna get? Is he gonna swat at you like a woman on top of a chair swatting at a mouse? Hello? Is Greg gonna get swat at? The fuck? After enduring another useless history lesson revolving around my home state of Washington, it was finally time for art class. I walked as fast as I could without looking too awkward, in my normal fashion, only to find Abby wasn't even in the room. Whew. I sat down in my new seat and waited, only to see everyone but her fill the room. Mrs. Stanley closed the door to our class trailer and instructed us to begin dismembering the possessions we brought from home. I began cutting the bear with a scalpel. Huh?
Okay.
Wait.
Why are you giving these are high school students, right?
A scalpel.
Like I got one of those for dissecting a pig fetus back in high school, but
like surely like craft scissors are more readily available in an art class than fucking. Does he mean an X-Acto knife? Because like you still wouldn't. I don't think you would find an X-Acto knife in an art class, but I at least believe that more than a scalpel.
There were X-Acto knives in my art class because we used them to cut cardstock to make little frames for our art.
Okay, I mean that makes sense. It's just the phrasing scalpel has a very different connotation.
Indeed.
What the fuck? I began cutting the bear with a scalpel Miss Stanley provided me, but my muscles seemed to work on their own as I found myself repeatedly stabbing it. Oh, no, sorry. Consumed with Abby again. Her overwhelming presence on the edge of every thought fragmented my mind. Just a short while into class, I found myself looking down at my bear, now cut into 6 pieces. I felt like I was in science lab dissecting an actual animal, the most noticeable difference being that the cotton stuffing didn't look like or stink of old flesh and death like real animals did.
Yeah, no shit.
Okay, first of all, ladies, don't you love it, or male-attracted individuals, don't you love it when your man says he thought of you while cutting a stuffed animal apart?
And then reminisce that it didn't smell like... And then reminisced about how it didn't smell like dead flesh.
I'm not the one who, like, I mean, this is a fucking scene from Hannibal. He's, like, dissecting this bear and thinking about dead animals and thinking, man, I love Abby. Like,
don't you
anyways,
like it when I think about you and cutting up small animals, Uwu?
Abby, I just couldn't stop thinking about you during art class. I mean, all I was thinking about was dead animals, and the only animal I want to cut up is you.
Uwu?
Romantic.
Heart emoji? Question mark? Yeah, when Ed rips Yum Yum stuffing out with his teeth. Okay.
What the heck's he doing? Embarrassing me to no end.
Okay. Later that day during lunch, due to my mom not being able to afford buying me a cell phone, I used a payphone to call Abby, but got no answer. I didn't feel like eating, so the rest of lunch I just sat on a bench outside, staring at people interacting with each other. I made a major effort to distract myself, knowing that focusing on what could be was mostly a waste, considering I was so powerless to influence any change at that point. Even just watching move around in the wind made more sense to me than letting worry consume me. Later that night, after I had just finished my shower, I played to the one cordless phone we had in my house next to my bed on my windowsill. wait, like, do y'all have, like cord phones and also cordless phones, like, in your house?
No,
Can you do?
I mean, when I was
Don't.
when I was growing up, we had that going on. We had like for a while anyway.
Okay.
We had like one.
It's been a while since we've even had house phones.
Yeah, like, and this was when was this? This was like 2015, right?
I mean, it's not inconceivable that somebody would still have a cordless phone. It's just, I'm more confused by the fact that they have both cordless and wireless.
Yeah, no, like in 2015, the idea of having like a non-novelty,
Oh, I do actually have like a rotary dial phone somewhere in the house, just because it was cute, but it's not.
Well, yeah, but
I mean, I can call with it, but
you wouldn't say the one cordless like the one phone, right?
I think like here might have been an attempt to possibly portray James's family as poor, but this just seems like they went out of their way to make things harder for themselves, because
Yeah,
you would probably
Yeah.
it would probably be like the one that is still working.
Like by
Like-
2015, like cordless phones were about the same cost.
Yeah. I also, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, by 2015, I don't know that how many people actually even still had house phones. It's like, house phones are kind of a dying breed.
Yeah, wait.
I don't know anyone who still has a house phone.
My
It's
parents
weird
did.
because I always thought of it as a staple of, like, any household, and now I'm like, wait a second, not a lot of people even use them. Landline, that's what I'm thinking of, but, I mean,
Okay,
Still-
here. Okay.
yeah.
And I have a graph. I got a graph, everybody.
Oh my
Look at
god!
this graph!
Oh my god, he did research!
Wait. Why is this from the Center for Disease Control?
CDC, sweetheart, we doing okay? I know it's been a rough year, but
Shoot,
I mean-
I can't see the graph. Please post in Discord.
I got it.
I mean, I guess maybe because of emergency services?
Oh. Wrong one. Copy image location. I just posted the Wim Helm screen. Yeah, by 2015, like if they didn't have a mobile phone, they had no mobile phones. So they were in so this would put Greg's family in like the 8% of American households.
Who, like, could afford... Like, I mean, look at this giraffe. Sorry. But, yeah, I know this is, like, a very small thing to get hung up on. It's just... I mean,
When is this
I
taking
can't
place?
imagine... I don't know. Maybe there is somebody out there who, like, had a time where they just had, like, you know, landline and wireless, but, like... What... I don't know.
My
don't-
parents
Yeah.
parents were poor and they didn't give me a cell phone, but the two facts were actually not related.
Yeah. Lots of cell phones are pretty essential for the modern world. That's not a...
Yeah, my parents just thought that it wasn't necessarily for me in high school. They just thought it would have been distracting to me, which was accurate. It would have been.
Yeah. So that little well, here's the thing. Me saying that it was meant to maybe illustrate that his family was poor was not... I don't know that that's for sure. I'm like wondering.
No, I definitely agree with you there. I 100% agree with you on that. I think it's very obvious that that's what he was trying to do. It's just that he didn't do a good job.
Yeah, it's so confusing. Anyway, Occam's razor, I suppose. Yes, Swift is right. Let me see. I placed the one cordless phone we had in my house next to my bed on my sill. I dialed her, but I didn't want to call more than once a day for fear of wearing out my welcome. That night, a few different calls came in, but they were always from my sister Lisa. Her receiving a barrage of calls from random guys was nothing new to anyone in the house. Wow.
Don't forget, your sister's a slut.
I was about to say. The normal conversation you could expect to hear Lisa take part in, with excessive projection in her voice, would most always revolve around how stupid she thought other girls at school were, and how she hates basically everything about Lakewood High.
Wait.
I didn't want to know what she was talking about.
This
what?
doesn't sound like a phone call you would have with random guys. This sounds like a conversation she would be having with her other girlfriends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Methinks Greg doesn't know much about the fair gender.
It's possible.
Well, now we don't have any proof except all this proof we have. I didn't want to know what she was talking about ever, but my TV volume couldn't compete with her voice. It was like she thought she was so important everyone around her just had to hear everything she had to say, no matter how trivial the topic.
Alright, I'm calling bullshit. The idea that someone in the other room is talking so loud that you can't even ring.
It sounds to me like he's listening in.
Yeah.
I assumed he was listening in.
I tried turning the TV out, but it didn't work. I probably should have just hung up the other phone and stopped eavesdropping on them.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I don't know. It sounds like also he knows that she's talking to guys. Sounds like he's listening in.
It turns out she's a lesbian.
Yeah. Yeah.
She keeps flirting with the people on the phone. That's how I know it's men.
Also, I just want to say, knowing what I do about Greg and knowing how many like tirades he likes to go on, the fact that he's condemning this fictional sister for thinking that she is so important that everyone has to know what she thinks about any given topic. Yeah?
Projection?
Yeah?
Would you any further comments? No other observations?
What?
No,
What?
okay.
No!
After a couple hours, she finally stopped running her mouth. So it definitely sounds like it. Now, granted, I do not believe Onision capable of the level of, like, you know, My Last Duchess style misdirection, but very hard for me to envision what's actually being given to me. I welcomed the silence like a warm blanket on a cold night. I woke up the next morning to see the phone sitting there, just like my stupid alarm clock, useless and unbelievably unbearably annoying to look at.
Why?
I expected it to sound off at some point, but like the clock, it failed to deliver.
Why is he expecting her to call him?
Why would she wake up and call you, dude? Like, also, like, even, like, what?
You mean you don't all wake up and give your stalker a phone call to make sure that he's okay?
Yeah, to make sure that he knows you're okay. Whatever. It was raining outside. Clouds filled the sky in a normal Lakewood fashion. I wasn't going to skate to school this time, and I fear it would rust my skates and hinder my ability to skate fast, even if even at all. No,
You fucking
Greg, I think you should
pussy.
go skating, and I think you should careen directly into traffic. Please.
Yeah, no.
Please.
The problem with skating in rain isn't the possibility of losing control. It's the ability for it's the fact your skates could rust.
It doesn't happen like instantly.
What is this? A survival game?
Yeah, is this inventory management? Is this
Right?
fucking Minecraft? What the fuck are you talking about? God, can you imagine if somebody put rust mechanics on the shit in Minecraft?
Oh,
Sorry.
God.
They did that
Anyways.
with copper.
Oh, is that what they're doing?
Yeah, they added copper oxidization. So they added copper and they made it so it can oxidize and like turn green.
Holy shit. Sorry.
I'm gonna go get some food real quick.
Okay.
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 Should we just have a short intermission because I have to use the bathroom?
Hell yeah. I think I'm gonna I have Oreos, and I don't know. Maybe I'll get a drink.
It's intermission. Someone has to volunteer to sing loudly and badly while everyone else is gone.
Oh, fuck. Not it.
Not it.
Give me a moment.
I'm off to get snacks.
I'm gonna go use the bathroom. Everyone enjoy your intermission.
Hold on. Sorry. I hate being put on the spot. Oh, let's put out some treats for Santa. Let's help him stay refreshed. If you don't give treats to Santa, well, he'll feast upon your flesh. Whee! Okay, there's one. So how are y'all doing tonight? I'm doing okay. It's finals week for me. A little stressed out about that. I mean, I don't have too much to work on, but it just still feels like, okay, let me... Oh, here's a good song.
I'm back.
Oh, hi.
Am I the only one who's back though? The intermission can
Yes.
continue until we have both Ryan and Fox back.
Huh. Okay, now this one won't work without the sound effects. Listen, son. Knock you in your head with my stick.
I'm
stick.
back.
Hey.
This is the same fic as Piss Chat Alex. I forgot about Piss Chat Alex.
Yes, the piss
Okay.
boy.
So I have crackers, and I have chips, and I have wine, but I don't have any obnoxious cheese. So I'll just have to deal with this cheese. A badum tish.
I have chips also.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I got
Twinsies.
bread.
Cheers.
I got
Cheers?
bread.
Cheers.
I got bread. I got brie. I got pepperoni slices, and I
fuck.
got butter.
The
He has
intermission
the
is
cheese.
complete.
We all brought like thirds.
I didn't
of
get
a
any
fucking
snacks. I
cheese
feel
plate.
left out now, and I
We
don't
all-
have water. I'm gonna die.
We all brought thirds of a fucking food tray, cheese tray. Okay.
Thank you for doing intermission.
Woo!
Th-
Yeah, thank you,
Thank you,
Nat.
Nat. Your service is invaluable.
You are.
This stream would literally not function without you.
Yeah.
Yes, Swift, yes, I am aware.
Yeah, I really listen. I am so ashamed that I forgot about Piss Chad Alex. I really
Piss
am.
Chad Alex.
I really am.
I am.
really am. It's a fucking disgrace. Okay.
How could we?
Everyone say thank you to my girlfriend. She can't hear you, but I want you to say thank you anyway.
Hi, girlfriend!
Okay.
She heard me saying that. She couldn't hear you guys, but she heard me saying that and then threw a packet of fish at me.
Of Swedish fish or just fish?
It's a small packet of like dried fish with like peanuts and chili peppers.
That's an odd thing to throw at you.
Well, it's an odd thing that I have and own and that she had access to throw with.
We're all learning something today. Instead, I decided to ride the bus, pretending for only moments I really had a choice. As I climbed up the bus steps, Davis rang out.
Oh,
Ryan, your bit for this was that he was brainwashed.
Yes.
Hallelujah, James is here to save everyone from the evil clouds. I'm so glad I picked that gimmick.
What? Oh my god. Is this supposed to be high? This feels more like middle school.
It does.
Davis really is a simp, you're right.
Yeah.
I genuinely smiled for the first time that morning thanks to him. I didn't, but okay. As usual, I sat next to the anime window seat that Davis courteously always offered me. That's not out of courtesy. The man's afraid of you.
I love how that is Davis's contribution to the story. He offered the seat.
Yeah, the seat.
And then that's it.
The beginning of history class was the same old story. As usual, I barely paid attention. This is... Okay. Whatever. This is the class who's offered a TA position in. Whatever. I just thought about Abby and hoped she was okay. Interrupting my thoughts of Abby came a very rude outburst by Jason! It was very odd to hear his voice, as I wasn't supposed to see him till art class. He stood outside our closed class door, waving his hands in hopes of disrupting us. It was clearly for no real reason, more meaningful than a toddler would have invoking chaos around their immediate environment. Yeah? Greg, I wouldn't diss toddlers. I know many infinitely more pleasant to be around than you.
Nice.
Some people just want to get an emotional reaction to their behavior so they can feel a sense of power or control. Yeah?
Okay, alright.
That, again,
Now,
tell me more about this kettle, Pot.
Now I will say, like, that's really interesting, James. Why do you think like this? What?
Yeah.
What?
Tell me more.
What? Wait, he's like what? He's a senior, right?
It really feels like we're like talking about like middle schoolers.
Yeah, like
Sorry for the chip
no. This feels like we're talking about a 17-year-old that got held back to the 7th grade multiple years in a row.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. Also, no kid would... Listen, I know a couple of, like, particularly, like, charismatic seniors that would do stuff like this, but they wouldn't do it with teachers that, like, weren't kind of cool with it. Like, there was a girl, Morgan, who would do stuff like this, but she would do it, like, with teachers who, like, knew her and kind of enjoyed her and senior, and she obviously had, like, a class period free and or class concluded early and nobody gave a shit. Like, you know, it wasn't kid, like, school schools these days are not like a free-for-all. They're pretty restrictive in terms of who can go where and when.
I
At
mean,
least ours was.
like back when I was in high school, like I would like during my lunch break, instead of going to lunch, I'd like go to like the graphic arts lab and hang out in Mr. Hayes's class. And like he wasn't my class. I didn't have to be there. I didn't get permission. I just went in there and he was like, "Oh, hi, Ryan."
Yeah, like, so you could do stuff like that during lunchtime, but you couldn't do this, like, during class. Like, you can't just...
Even though he was teaching, and I went into his class, but the thing is, I didn't bang on the door intrusively. If the door was closed, I'd poke my head in, see if he nodded at me, and then I'd go in. If the door was open, as it usually was, I'd just walk in.
Yeah, because you already knew you were... Because the people who are usually allowed to do this also, like, are aware that they're, like, by the nature of them just walking in, kind of disrupting class a little, they're already polite about it. Like, the kids who are allowed to do this are at least a little good at doing this. Jason began banging on the door, so Mr. Hanson walked over and opened the door and asked, "Why aren't you in your..." Oh, that's...
"Why are you in class?"
Jason responded, saying... Anybody?
Who's Jason again?
Is that me? Is it me?
Alright, I'll do Jason.
Yeah, that's you.
Got kicked out. What's up?
Ghosts? No, that's still you. That's also you. God, this is a hellscape.
No, that's Hanson.
Yeah. Who is you?
Oh yeah. Go outside your class till it's over.
Mr. Hanson commanded. Jason rebelliously replied.
Don't tell me what to do, fatty.
Any other realistic reactions you have for me, Gregory?
No, I could see
Mr. Hanson.
I could see this going by like this. Yeah, no, this makes sense.
Yeah, tense, but it seems so forced. Like, he wasn't really offended, to look weak in front of everyone else.
Okay,
Not...
I want to pause here. So, I already spoiled this. Trigger/spoiler warning.
Yeah.
There's a school shooting later in this book.
Oh, I forgot! Yeah!
Yeah.
I sound really delighted to hear about a school shooting. I promise I'm not. I just, like, genuinely forgot about it.
Oh!
You know who is delighted about school things?
Gregory.
Like,
yeah. We lost Chad for... No, the recording's still
going. Oh, that
going.
wasn't me? No, I think was he talking about, is Turtle talking about, us intermissioning?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, I kind of blacked... Okay, I need to stop reading chat. I'm goofy.
So, I'm calling, I don't remember exactly who, but I'm pretty sure Jason is the character that, is going to do
killed?
the shooting. Hey, Greg, just a heads up. The kids that do the shootings, they're usually not these kids. These kids, like, this kind of personality type that get a kick out of, like, shoving other people down. The people who do shootings are generally the ones getting shoved down. They're usually not the assholes.
Greg, listen. The people who usually do school shootings are people who look and act a lot exactly like you.
Yeah, school shootings are not done so much by bullied kids. Like, there definitely are some that are, but usually they're done by, like, white supremacists.
Yeah.
Like, they're usually done
no.
by high school white boys that are on 4chan all the time.
Oh, he doesn't actually. He doesn't actually stop the shooting. No, he doesn't. He like hides, right?
Oh, we'll get to it.
Whatever.
Either it's
So
going to be
sorry
either
for
it's gonna
delightful school shooting spoilers.
either it's going to be James or it's going to be some random student.
Mr. Hansen then closed the door inches away from Jason's nose, but that didn't stop him from staring intensely through the vertical window slot.
Dude, that is so.
That's so fucking funny.
That is like once the door gets shut on you, you leave. You don't just stare through the slot. It makes you look so silly.
It's a fucking sim that just stopped moving in front of a door. He remained so still and consistent in his stare, it was almost as if he had become a red-faced, almost cartoonish portrait hanging on the door. Yeah. As class came closer to an end, Jason was no longer staring at me, and wasn't even visible from my perspective. Knowing Jason had something left to prove, many of the students naturally assumed he was somewhere within the immediate vicinity. I could tell. Wow, I have good reading skills. I could tell almost everyone was concerned as they kept looking back at me, wondering what I was going to do about the clearly unstable. Well, maybe what you're going to do. You're a student. This ain't your business.
Dude, if this if this actually happened, do you know what would happen? You call the fucking school's resource officer.
Yeah. And they take him to Ace. I don't know if y'all had Ace. Not asexual, just like Ace. It was like essentially it was detention. It's modern day detention. You don't get detention anymore, at least not here. What I was going to do about that clearly unstable and enraged jock that no doubt was still lurking just outside our door. Every kid in there knew I couldn't just hide out in the class. I was sure this was some kind of victory for Mr. Hansen. He knew I wouldn't have this immediate problem had I accepted his offer to TA for him. What?
Dude,
makes no sense.
What? What? Wait,
what do the two things have to do with each other?
Would he be staying in class later? What is stopping him from saying, "Hey, Mr. Hansen, that kid out there might beat my ass. Can I hang in here for a bit?"
No, I want to watch it suffer.
I would about expect that from this teacher, though.
Yeah, that might be it. Also, what... okay. I mean, am I stupid, or is there way more going on in a teacher's day-to-day life than just, I really hope this student gets his ass handed to him?
Right?
There are probably teachers like that, though.
I mean, yeah, it's just, for the most part, I always think, how do you have the energy?
Yeah, most teachers don't have the energy to wish this kind of pain upon a student.
A specific student. My decisions led me to this. I built a doorway to a certain destruction, and I knew if I was going to be brave, I had to walk through it.
I'd laugh my ass off if nothing happened.
That's so fucking funny. He just, like, walks outside and he's like, oh, nobody's here. I've just been... It'd be funny if Jason isn't actually outside the door, and Greg just spends her class, like, staring at the door, like, shaking violently, and everybody is like, hey, is he having, like, a seizure? Should we...
And then he, like, charges out of the door, arms in front of him to shield himself, and he's just screaming. And then afterwards, the recollection is, I went out of the door, and I faced him with a brave face, and I scared him away.
He fucking walks out the door, arms flailing wildly, attempting to... Fucking hysterical. I didn't have time to deal with hesitating once class was over. Abby was my real priority. I walked out with the class just like I normally did, only this time Jason was following close behind, as I'm sure most everyone assumed he would. Nobody cares. Nobody in high school gives a shit. The real, sorry if you can hear my dad. The real myth of every like high school popularity thing is that there's not really like, first of all, few high schools are small enough to contain like this like I guess strict a pantheon of like adversaries, you know? Like in high school it's more like I don't know that kid, or I do know that kid, he's in my class, he's annoying as shit, he never shuts the fuck up, him and his goofy ass friends. Or this person never talks, they're in my class, I don't know them. Those are your relationships in high school. You know your friends, and you maybe know people your friends know, and maybe you know people your friends have beef with. But you don't, like, say, there's the popular kid, you know?
Also,
Yeah.
Now, I know a teacher, but I'm not a teacher. I don't know much about the practice, but I'm pretty sure that it is in their rule book that if you believe that a student is in danger from another student, you call the resource officer or the police or someone and stop the fight. And the reason I'm pretty sure about this is I am almost positive that if what is about to happen were to happen in real life, the school would get sued.
Yeah. Granted, them getting sued does mean that the students would have to go to their parents, and the parents would have to, A, believe the students about what happened, and then take it to a court of law. But the school would be at risk for being sued. So.
But that's just it. Like, if you, like, this is happening in the open. There are tons of students watching this happen. There's probably cameras all over the place. This is 2015. There's cameras all over the place.
Yeah, there's cameras everywhere. And listen, this is like, this wouldn't just, like, Greg is portraying this as, and I'm not going to say that schools are a perfect haven where, like, you know, the means to protect its students are always working, like, perfectly functional. But Greg is acting as though this is a Wild West where the teachers are either ignorant or actively malicious. That's not the case. This show, and this is very clearly, once again, love media written by people who haven't been in high school for, like, what, 20-something years? We love people who haven't, you know, granted I don't want Greg to set foot in a high school.
Yeah.
I don't want him in a high school. I'm just saying, it really shows that you didn't even, like, Google anything.
Why don't you just ask one of your girlfriends? They were probably in high school soon enough.
Jesus, but you're not wrong.
Holy shit. Okay. I was about to leave the main building, head over to the art trailer, only to feel a hand grab my shoulder. The hand slipped as I pulled away, nails scraping my skin to clamp on my shirt. I was then yanked swiftly back from the main hall door. It began. I yanked my shirt. Can we get, like, some, like, anime, like, shoujo, like, tournament music in here, please? Yeah. Yeah?
Let's go with Attack on Titan being
Hell yeah!
recorder.
Yeah.
Hell yes! This guy gets it. I wish we had a
Alright, go.
groove bot. Okay. I yanked my shirt aggressively out of his hand and clutched my now scratched up shoulder. But does he have claws? I was facing Jason, who immediately lunged at me and threw me into the already half-broken hall door just behind me. I bounced back from the impact and pushed Jason in the center of his chest to distance him from me so I could continue walking away. Without hesitation, he used my response to justify further violence and began throwing punches. I was knocked to the ground within seconds, and he began trying to pull off my backpack, resulting in me being briefly dragged across the floor like a helpless child. I was now a couple yards away from the door I was trying to leave through. I twisted away to return to a standing position while simultaneously snatching my backpack back so hard that it flew out of my hands and smacked the door behind me, leaving a huge crack in the glass. I could hear glass falling off the door behind me. People began to gather around us, and like a chemical reaction, they began screaming just as they did before. Much of what was happening was a blur, but I remember they would scream every time Jason hit me throughout the irrefutably one-way fight. It quickly got to the point where I didn't even feel the punches. I could only hear them laughing and yelling as Jason swung again and again. I kept falling over and over, but every time I would return to stand only to fail at defending myself from further blows. Didn't block a single hit. I didn't even throw one punch at him. As my nose began to bleed, one of the boys my sister was friends with, me. Hi, it's me. Matthew grabbed me and pulled me out of the fight. He was twice my size, but was also on Jason's football team, so naturally he did nothing to help me win.
Wow,
okay,
you're bulky.
I am here and I am helping him beat up Greg. This is so far accurate to me, accurate to my character. All right, I accept this. The only thing he offered me was an end to the beating I was suffering. Is he gonna fucking kill you? It's me, Matthew, and I am here to kill Greg.
Oh, and just so you guys know what song I used, because I had it in the background.
Hold on.
Excuse me.
It's loud and hurts your ears. Fair warning. Oh no, frog! Frog's got something.
Go!
My dad came in and hit me with poison gas. No, I'm kidding. He had to flip the
farted?
breakers. What the fuck? No! Neurotoxin! No, he had to come
Yeah,
in
he
and,
farted.
flip the breaker.
Your dad just walks in, carpet bombs with his ass, and then walks back out.
Yep, that's Jerome.
And again, like, I want to put what happened. There are tons of witnesses, cameras all over the building. At least one student would speak to his defense, and even if like
Also, like, it's not if he got shit beat out of him and didn't fight back, then Jason is spotless. Like, everybody saw Jason doing it. Jason has no scratches on him whatsoever. James has, like, is beat within an inch of his life. We know who did what. We know who did what. Come on. Let's be smart.
all right, well, we'll see what happens. We'll see if he gets blamed for this.
Shortly after the fight ended, I found myself sitting on a mattress in the nurse's office, not allowed to leave, not allowed to do anything but think about what happened. Despite everything in my head feeling scrambled and disorganized, there was Abby, the girl I've talked to twice, waiting in the same place. Just as she sat in the back of class, she radiated warmly in the back of my mind.
Yeah, please stop. I got possessed by Abby. Please stop. Please leave.
They've
I don't-
talked twice.
I cannot wait to see how Greg puts this woman in a refrigerator.
As lunch approached, Principal Lehman came into the room I was staying at in the nurse's office and asked me how I was feeling. I responded, well, my chip? My tooth is chipped. My chip is toothed. My chin hurts, my face is bruised, and I just got humiliated in front of my peers. Mr. Lehman said,
Okay, it's more me. Okay, understandable.
I've gotten multiple statements saying you pushed him. What's your response?
I replied, what the fuck are you talking about? My tooth is fucking chipped. I pushed him once. What do you think happened? I got the shit beat out of me. I just want to point out, I was a pretentious little autistic child. I used peers in casual conversation Now, that's me. Do I think that it sounds like natural dialogue? Not even.
No. Hello?
Frog? Oh no, Frog?
Where has our beloved frog gone?
I did was did I die?
You're back.
Yeah.
Fuck. What was the last thing you heard?
You use peer.
Oh yeah, I use peer in casual conversation. I don't think it makes for natural dialogue, but I did use it.
And I'm about to get mad, by the way.
I can feel it. I can fucking feel the waves from here. I replied. I pushed him back after he pushed me first. All I did was push him back once, and then he did this to my face. I made a circular motion around my face. Okay, that's kind of funny. Showing how one-sided the fight way. Principal Lehman said in a commanding voice, "Well, he's suspended for 10 days." He paused, and I felt relieved, assuming the principal was on my side. But then he continued, "You will be suspended for 2 days."
Okay, hold up. So, let's recap what happened.
I actually, so that isn't entirely inaccurate.
All right. No, hear me out now. So,
yeah,
the wounds on here are the wounds on James. He has scratches on his back that are vertical, which indicates he was that happened from behind. This likely
he is
happened.
going to need fucking dental care.
Oh, hang on, I'm not even there yet.
Yeah.
So vertical scratches on the back indicates that before the fight that was done, because for the fight they would be facing each other. Any attacks on the back would occur if either it was before the fight and he was stuck up on, or if James tried to flee. So he hits the half-broken door. And then he continues to walk away. And then he starts hitting him. He hits the ground. And, alright, so backpack is trying to be pulled off, so he'd likely have bruising around the shoulders.
Do we have a count on, like, exactly how many injuries Jason has at this point? Draw a big fat fucking circle.
So he is then
None.
thrown into school glass. I say school glass because this glass is reinforced.
Yeah, it's bulletproof. Not bulletproof, but it's
It's smash resistant.
It's also
he is thrown into smash resistant glass hard enough to make it crack and to make some of the glass fall off the door. This would probably result in a fracture of one of his shoulder blades. He is now on the ground getting the shit beat out of him. That means he only has defensive wounds on the shoulders, on his arms, on his legs. Like, he wouldn't have any on his ribs. Oh, he didn't block a single hit.
So, and his nose is bleeding before he apparently like passes out.
He probably like reflexively, unless he was a Chad, and just kept on getting up and getting knocked down like a fucking NPC.
Or he just like a fucking GTA NPC, or he just like laid down and like didn't budge an inch while they beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. Alright. So he has scratch on his back, indicating that foul play. He has defensive injuries. He has no offensive injuries. He has bruising from the backpack being removed, a messed up face, a cracked tooth, and the student that he got in the fight that attacked him is suspended for just over a week. Bitch, that's an expulsion.
By the way, he needs dental care.
Yeah.
Like, his tooth is chipped. He needs dental care, which, for those who are both living in a society and living in America, we all know that is expensive as fuck.
Yeah, I chipped my front tooth, earlier this year, and it costs like $2,000 for a single tooth.
So that is definitely gonna come out of either the school or Jason's parents' pocket. And I mean, so first of all, this fight would not have ended with Greg passing out, I don't think. So listen, my school was not the best. And I'm not gonna act like I was in any fights. Absolutely not. I come from a strong line of people who mind their fucking business. But so the resource officer would have been there pretty instantly. A bunch of kids gathering in a hall and screaming and cheering is gonna attract attention, and they're resource officers are pretty on edge usually. They're just very intimidating. So yeah, they would not have allowed this to just go on. They that wouldn't have lasted. It would have lasted maybe a minute before they were pushing through the crowd and breaking it up. They literally. That's just how that goes.
Yeah.
The fights in school don't last very long, especially if they're in the fucking building.
And again, this is 2015. There are fucking cameras everywhere.
Oh yeah, and there are cameras everywhere.
This here, I could see this happening in maybe the 90s when Greg was going to school. I could see that happening then, maybe.
Yeah, but these days, I mean, I don't know if anybody's been to a public school lately, but unless you're in a nice area, they treat their students like they're already criminals.
No, even they not only that, even in a bad area, they treat them like they're already criminals. In a nice area, they if this happened, you would be in such deep shit. If even if everyone's yeah, he pushed him first, they would say, okay, you get a week's of detention. What the fuck? And right,
is that
this is so stupid.
So, no, I mean, I don't know about small towns, but I was from one too, and we had resource officers. But I don't know about that. America's kind of a mess. Who knows? But so here's the thing that I will say is that blocking blows would not have gotten him suspended. But if he did fight back, which supposedly an alleged pushback would have counted as, he would have actually gotten in trouble. At least that's how it was in my high school, where if you fought back, even if you're defending yourself, you did also get time.
Maybe,
although he barely fought back. There's no evidence of him actually fighting back.
I think that wouldn't have counted because it's not like he got shoved, and that it's not like he got shoved and then he shoved back. It was he's getting attacked and then he shoves him away. That's not.
Yeah.
That's a different caliber from fighting that he
yeah,
would not get punished.
So it's not that you can't get punished for fighting back, but you didn't fight back. You pushed him. You pushed him away. This would not have happened. This isn't.
So what I think
no.
what I think
incorrect. No.
What I think
yeah.
is this is Greg is something like this happened to Greg, except he actually did fight back, and some
never let it go.
But moreover, like he actually did fight back, but he was like cause if you read like the next part talks about in the real world you are legally allowed to defend yourself, which is like, why would you bring that up if you never even try to defend yourself? Because it's not like you say I didn't even fight back. Like, he doesn't bring that up. So what I think this is he forgot they didn't fight back, and in the real world, when he was a kid, he got into a fight like this, and he thought he was fighting defensively, and he got punished because of the fight, and he was like, and he complained as a result.
Anyways, this is not what people mean when they say, like, make use of your childhood trauma in your art. This is not what we mean. We are talking about, like, you know, other things, and we are talking about reflecting on those things critically. We're not talking about once in 6th grade a girl said that I should cut my hair because it was ugly, and ever since then I vowed to kill her fucking family. Like, it's not, you don't do that. We're not talking about that.
I mean, you do, but you do it quietly on the inside.
Yeah, you don't make it everybody else's business. Yeah? Who? Yes? Oh, okay. I love you.
Hi, Dad!
Hi, Dad! Okay. I was surprised they would suspend someone for just pushing back when they are pushed. What was I supposed to do? Just ignore being assaulted? If school is meant to teach us how to survive in the real world, it's not. And in the real world, you are legally allowed to defend yourself. How could they justify this punishment? Principal Lehman informed me I could finish up the day and not return for the following 2 days. You should be grateful for that. Jason was escorted off school grounds entirely, he said. Principal Lehman stared at me for sitting there, hopeless.
Holy crap!
Like, I'm sure that r/that happened. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh wait, no, that was a principal.
Yeah. Worthlessness. It's not something I like to admit, but the truth is I cried seconds after Principal Lehman left the room. The type of cry you suppress, but your eyes still become red. Same.
Wait.
Your body trembles, and painfully hot tears still fall.
Wait, where did Abby go?
I think he was looking forward to seeing her, but didn't even know if she's, like, in the school. Like, he has her in art class, but nothing else. Make no mistake, you are right. You are right to be confused as to the whereabouts of, like, the only other character.
Previous page. Shortly after the fight ended, I found myself sitting on a mattress in the nurse's office, not allowed to leave, not allowed to do anything but think about what happened. Despite everything in my head feeling scrambled and disorganized, there was Abby waiting in the same place just as she sat at the back of class. She radiated warmly in the back of my mind. Is she there in person or not?
He is just thinking. I think that would have worked if it didn't. God, that might have worked if he had made it a little more clear. I think he's just saying that in his mind he is picturing her there where she's usually sitting.
Well, that's
he
creepy.
Hasn't physically seen her.
That's fucking creepy.
He hasn't known her long enough, and we don't have a good idea of her character at all. For that to,
have a character.
She doesn't have a character. She just, like, if she was just, like, her own person and was, like, interesting, and they had known each other for longer, then it might be like a sweet little moment. But no.
Your body trembles, and painfully hot tears still fall. It was the type of sadness that made a person ache to their core, but you do your best to hold on, to not lose yourself to your emotions like you would so carelessly do as a child.
You are a
I
child!
like that bit. I mean, it has something there. I think that it's got, it's got a good bit of, emotional tug to it.
But he is
that
a
last
child!
bit about crying, but also, you are a child. Sob, child. Go. Cry. It's fine. Literally, this is what you do. It's what you're supposed to do. You're a kid. Cry. I sound like I'm, taunting him, but no. It's not even, a childish thing. You as an adult have the right to cry your fucking eyes out and be ridiculous, and then when you're done with that and you're calmed down, you have the right to be embarrassed. That is a human right to go ape shit and cry. I sat in the room alone so I could collect myself. Shortly after, I gathered my stuff and proceeded to finishing my classes. Yeah, okay, the grammar is very good. I'm glad that it's about as good as my reading ability. For the day, I also asked a couple of my teachers about any work I would miss so I could keep up while I was suspended, but didn't have the motivation to stop by every single class before leaving the school entirely. As I was about to get on the bus home, I looked over to see Abby again in the parking lot with her boyfriend, Seth. They were standing by his car. This time, they were not showing affection. In fact, she seemed like she wasn't even willing to look at him, despite him clearly and aggressively to her.
Oh, thank God! Thank God
Yeah.
Seth is an asshole, which means he can try and get with her freely.
Yeah. Thank God every other man besides Davis is just a fucking bastard. Thank God. Thank God. Wow. Oh my God.
No, and Chad Alex.
And Chad Alex. Once again, I would like to remind everybody of the most interesting fucking character, Chad Alex, who on fucking, I don't know, August the 9th, keyed into a jar in the middle of class. Oh, you're right, I think Seth is the shooter.
Yeah.
Right?
Again, no.
I don't remember.
Seth doesn't fit the personality type. Unless he's secretly a white nationalist or some shit.
I don't even want to think about, the personality type. I will believe. Sure. Oh yeah, Seth. I just remembered, the plot. What a horrible ordeal to remember the plot of this book. Without a second's thought, I shifted away from the bus and began walking over to Abby to see if she was okay. The more I could hear Seth's tone as I approached, the more worried I became. Seth reacted to me like a guard dog at a ghetto-fenced yard once I realized
Nice.
I was... Yeah, yeah? And your house is the fucking Ritz? Mr. Goddamn destroyed an ecosystem? Yeah? Fucking a weapon to rival Grover House? Seth reacted to me like a guard in a Onision-owned yard once he realized I was headed towards him. He puffed out his shoulders and glared at me in attempts to look intimidating, like people do.
Now I'm just
Abby,
imagining that Seth is this little scrawny guy that's 5'3".
I just imagine that Seth turned into a Don Bluth dog, all dogs go to heaven, fucking Rottweiler. Because this isn't how humans act. No, I don't even know if any humans physically ever puff up their chest to look bigger. Nobody does.
Maybe
don't get me wrong.
subconsciously.
Yeah.
But it's usually the ones that are secretly insecure.
I don't even know about that. I'm just saying this doesn't feel like any. Even if it was a character that was actually insecure doing this, I'd still be this doesn't feel like an interesting... It doesn't feel... It's not that everything has to feel real, it's just, I hear this, and my brain immediately says bullshit, and that's really the main pitfall, is that my brain just keeps saying bullshit.
It ruins your suspension of disbelief.
Yeah. Also tax exemption.
Wait, hold on. I have the perfect gift. Hold on. Gift? GIF. It is a GIF, but it's not. It's also a gift. He does. This is what he does. This is what he does. Nope. Hold on. Here we. This is what he does.
Oh God. Whoosh.
there's the money.
Have you ever seen the full clip for that?
Yeah, I have. It's fucking insane. I love it. I love it. Plastic Nasons. I don't know how well it holds up. I don't know if I can recommend it, but it is funny.
Abby remained upset. It seemed like she was emotionally unable to look anywhere but the ground. Now, within fair speaking range, I tried to sound optimistic for the sake of Abby's.
I mean, no, I could see it if like he.
Oh, if he just asked.
No, or like if he like looked at her cell phone.
Yeah, I guess. I thought it was the house
Oh,
phone that he
oh.
called. Huh.
All right. The stream. Nope, the stream's still live. Everyone, like after this chapter, we're gonna end the stream because the stream is being very
Finicky.
Yeah.
How much do we have? I think. Yeah, we have like a page, half a page left.
Yep. All right. Yep. Keep going.
Uh.
Oh wait, no. Blocked the view and said, "Wait, all right. What voice should I do for this?"
What the sexiest man alive? I don't know.
All right. And Popcorn, would you mind playing Abby? Popcorn. I just want to include you.
Come on, Popcorn. You know I can't do an impression of a woman. I don't know how. I've never even met one.
What does a vagina look like?
What sounds does it make? Pray tell. I mean, I can, but
Tax exemption. Right,
she
Popcorn.
got.
Yeah. All right. I'll do James. Seth. Are you the kid that called her the other night?
I responded, "Yeah, we're." Just ignore him, James!
Wow, that's a really good. Wow, that was really good.
Yeah, I know, I'm talented. Don't worry about it. Abby said, mumbled loudly behind Seth.
Those are words.
Sorry, my dad brought me a package.
Hi, Dad!
This might be from my friend Muddy Soul. Wait, no, she wants me to open. She's gonna want me to open that on Christmas. I'm gonna wait.
Abby said, mumbled loudly behind Seth. Seth looked as if an arrow had just been plunged into his chest. Abby then walked around him, looking only at me, and said, "Will you walk me?" But paused when she saw my face. Abby's facial expression changed quickly to shock, as she asked in an alarmed tone, "What happened?" Her boyfriend busted out laughing.
Oh, you didn't see this idiot get wrecked by Jason? He didn't even fight back. I would have had that jock prick choking in his own blood in seconds, but you took a beating like a...
Abby interrupted, screaming, "Shut up, Seth, you sadistic freak!" Seth's grin turned to a scowl. He rapidly stepped towards her, so I blocked his path. Wow, good job. Wow. Oh my god. Wow.
What a hero.
What the? Oh my god. I could pass out. Wow. So I blocked his path by stepping in front of him. Seth looked more mortified than I had ever seen a person get. In such a short time knowing him, I could see he had a number of mental and emotional issues, more so than I understood. No, I think you understand it exactly.
Is there
what
a
he's
mirror?
going through.
Is there a mirror here?
Abby, who is this handsome man? Seth didn't even try to get past me to Abby. He let his voice reach her with his screams. What?
You have no respect after what I've done for you.
I want you to know that every time Abby speaks, I'm doing like the shoujo running away while crying. Okay?
Like,
That's it. With the fucking flowing hair and the rose petals and the tears sparkling. That's what's happening here. Abby replied, "I'm sick of this, Seth. I want nothing to do with you." Her voice cracked as Seth screamed once more. What the fuck is this?
if you're ending this again, I'll
didn't know what to
cry and bitch to my
You'll
mom.
cry? What are you gonna do? Cry about it?
I'll cry and come.
Gonna piss? Gonna shit? I shit and I fart?
I'm gonna shit and come.
Now I'm thinking of that SFM of G-Man going, "I shit and I fart." Sorry, that's what's on my mind.
He didn't know what to say, but in his eyes I could see a deep, intense hatred. When I looked in most people's eyes, yeah? I saw all kinds of things, but in him there was only anger and pain. His hands were shaking furiously.
Wow. Wait. Wow.
God, Greg saved this poor, defenseless waif.
Wow, Greg, you have a really good understanding of the behavior of abused women. Why is that?
This is very accurate. Care to elaborate?
Wow, it's like you know from experience, Greg. Oh, fuck. Stream disconnected again, hang on.
Oh my god, the timer keeps resetting.
Alright, wait, we're back. Okay, let's try and finish this.
I am feeling physically ill.
Yeah. It's bad.
Recklessly, Seth put the gas pedal and his car lurched forward, missing Abby and me as he pulled out of the parking lot. Abby stood silently, but her eyes still closed. I didn't know how to act in a situation like this because I was usually the one doing the screaming. Trying not to make things worse, I just said, "I'll walk you home to answer your question." Abby opened her eyes, but remained silent. She nodded. We had been walking for a while, every step making us feel like we were slightly further from our problems.
I think that might have just been you. Probably. Just you.
Finally, she spoke.
Alright, Ginger, do you want to be her?
Normally, I would jump at the opportunity, but I am genuinely feeling physically ill, so I would actually rather not if that's okay.
Alright, yep. Alright, then I'll...
Did I fucking die?
Yeah, then I'll be her. I'll be her.
Fucked up.
So I was in our class and I saw you cut a bear!
Oh, Abby. I responded.
Yeah, creepy, right? Maybe it was a foobar idea.
She laughed a little.
Yeah, I guess we're both kind of weird. I was game for it.
I softly laughed as I began to feel raindrops hitting my arms and neck.
Just that?
Also,
Okay.
I love how he got the shit beat out of him and his parents didn't come to pick him up.
Yeah, what? His tooth got fucking chipped. His parents... His tooth got fucking chipped. His parents were more than notified. He probably cracked a rib. Did they just leave him in the nurse's office and then said, well, he's in the nurse's office, that means he's healing faster, right?
Video game logic, right?
Yeah. This is the no PvP zone.
It's RimWorld. They used copper for the floors.
I hear running is just as bad as walking in the rain, I said. Yeah? No, I think it's worse. I think it's a bad idea,
Yeah.
but you should still do it. Whoa. That's Abby.
Oh, I'll say please.
I hear running is just as bad as walking in the rain.
You get just as wet.
She replied.
Yeah, something like that. It's like, the harder you try to fix some problems, the worse they get. So, I say we should definitely go careening into traffic, slipping and sliding all over the place.
I impulsively asked to confirm what I had earlier seen.
So, your Seth is... She interrupted.
Hopefully so completely out of my life.
My curiosity overtook me. I asked, what happened? She frowned and said,
What the fuck do you think happened? He's an abusive piece of shit!
What the fuck do you think happened, bitch? What? It's not up for interpretation. You watched it.
Yeah, like, I'm not
You-
even gonna say it, like, that's a stupid question, like...
Yeah, what the...
I was like, oh, then what happened in the parking lot, you fucking dip?
Yeah.
I responded,
Well, I mean, I don't know. Don't exposit anything you don't want to, except that you should absolutely tell me everything or else I'll get upset and then that'll be your fault. You wouldn't want to make me upset. It'd be very fucked up if you upset me because you don't want to talk about your trauma. Abby, I think you're using your trauma as an excuse to be rude towards me. I think you're being manipulative.
Like, honestly, like, I will say, this actually isn't that bad, like, it's poorly written, but the themes...
It's not an unbelievable series of events.
Yeah, but given who's writing this, that's a little terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, like, that's why I made the joke earlier of, like, how do you know this, Greg? But no, like,
We know how he knows it.
yeah, no, he has broken a woman beneath his heel.
Don't. You have no idea how much I wish I could kill this author. Oh boy.
I don't want to kill him. I just wish
That's a death of the author joke. I'm not, like, actually.
Yeah, no, like, I want Greg to no longer be an influencer. There. I don't want him to hurt anyone. I don't want him to hurt
Yeah.
anyone else, and part of that is him getting off the fucking internet.
Part of it is getting off the internet. Part of it is also getting his kids away from him because Jesus fucking Christ.
She stared at her feet as we continued to walk. I noticed her makeup was running.
Please say that she looks better without it. Do it. Do it, do it, do it. Do it. Do it. I know you wanna. I know you wanna.
Shortly after, she noticed too and began to rush us getting home. Walking faster, she said,
I'm sorry! I really don't want you to see me like this!
I don't want you to know my real identity.
Oh my god, it's Batman.
She continued to rush slightly ahead of me. I stopped walking and said, Hey! What the fuck?
And I
Wait
said,
for me.
Hey!
God.
Yeah! Hey! Hey!
Yay! Yay!
I said, hey! What's going on?
Okay.
She slowed down and stopped still, facing away from me.
And stopped, still facing away from me. A comma.
We stood in the rain for only a few seconds
Oh,
before
God.
she asked,
Do you think love can bloom even on the battlefield? Okay, I'm sorry.
Do you think makeup really helps anyone? Greg said.
Yeah, great. Yeah, there it is.
No,
I
it's
replied.
okay. It's okay. He didn't say it.
No, he would never. He would never. This is her. Listen, he can't help what the woman is saying. He can't help it. He's not writing it. I don't know. You don't know who's typing. Shut the fuck up.
I replied, still looking at her back.
I think it helps us forget what we don't want to remember. It lets us pretend we're a little more perfect than we really are. Maybe some people like wearing makeup.
Well, and also,
And maybe it's none of your philosophical fucking business.
yeah.
She laughed sadly and said,
That's one way to put it. Oh, now I remember what the gimmick for her was. Haven was reading it, and she spoke as if she was only doing this because she was getting paid.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! That's fucking right.
Which would
Holy
be
shit.
perfect for this moment.
God damn it.
I smiled and replied,
God, I hate this. Can I just preface before I have to speak words that I hate this? Anyways, makeup is just makeup, and it's just skin. It is what it is.
What does that mean?
Yeah, okay, I'm good.
Abby looked at the rain for a moment, and then down at the ground again. She then turned around with her rain-soaked face, revealing what she was hiding under her makeup. Standing before her in the rain, looking at the results of what she had suffered, it broke my heart.
It broke your heart. Good. I'm so glad we know how Greg feels. I was really worried. I was worried about Greg.
Oh God.
I was really worried about Greg.
Greg!
Swift, cannot agree more. Die.
No, it gets worse. Keep reading.
Oh god.
Abby wasn't worried about her makeup running for the reason I thought. She was just afraid of what I would think when I saw the bruises on her face. Some just like mine.
What? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Okay, go. Hey, so glad I have one.
This is painful. Let's finish this bitch up.
That's you. The next line is you.
Oh. I'm gonna do my best, Haven.
Yeah?
Do you see them?
She asked with what could be interpreted as a quiver in her voice. Without restraint. Oh my god, she's in so much pain! Without restraint.
I am!
I responded with the first thing that came to my mind.
I see a beautiful girl who I very much enjoy walking with in the rain.
Despite her face being covered in falling drops of water, I can clearly see tears fall from her eyes.
Why am I here?
I hate this. Can we... Oh my god. This needs Clanad music edited over it.
Is it only to suffer?
Oh my god. Jane! Stop this crazy thing!
Her head fell forward as she began to shake, her tears falling almost into sync with the rain. Yeah? That's stupid as shit, sorry.
Her
I walked
her
up to-
cries almost sounded like laughter.
Oh wow, she's laughing through the pain. That's so noble of her. What the fuck? I walked up to her and put my arm around her side and walked with her the rest of the way home. As we got to the doorstep, I said, this is a little clever, but only a little. Fuck you. I'm letters away. Call if you need anything, okay? She smiled and nodded. You didn't give me your fucking number. And then we left.
Also, do you know something else that seriously dates this?
Yeah?
Like, every phone number now requires online digits.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
remember growing up only needing the 7, and then, like, area codes became a thing. And that was when I was in fucking junior high school.
I don't remember not having to use area codes, but I do know that, like, I don't know. I never, like, I always forget to put them in when I think of, like, our old home phone.
Yeah, like, when I grew up, I didn't need the first 3, area code for a long time. And then I did, because the shit got larger, and it became required. Okay.
Woo!
But it just points out how Greg is just living in the fucking past again. Like, when is this happening?
It might be happening earlier, but like, I mean, I don't know the exact time frame. I don't know when this.
Greg was talking about how he didn't have a cell phone. This is at the latest in the early 2000s. Like in the late noughts. This is like
yeah.
Like kids
I didn't have a cell phone in high school, and that was in like 2014, I think, before I got one.
Like, it wasn't common for kids to be given cell phones until like 2010-ish. Like, when I was a sophomore, basically every kid had one. But like 2008 to 2010, and before 2010, like before 2010, it was a toss up. Nowadays, fucking everyone does.
Anyways, it's dated for a lot of reasons, but it's also dated in that Greg is very clearly locked in his own perspective as he writes this.
Yeah.
Also, can I just say, and I know that this is like, it's a stupid gripe, but I hate that he has the book authored by Onision and not his fucking name.
Yeah.
It's a stupid gripe. It's a stupid fucking gripe. Anyways.
Yeah, finish this. Finish her suffering.
She smiled and
wow, punishing the guy that got beat up. Clever writing.
You skipped ahead, but I don't even give a shit. I responded, yeah, well, I pushed back. She replied,
clearly not hard enough.
Get his ass. I laughed sadly. I laughed solidly, looking down, as she unexpectedly wrapped her arms around me. It felt like she was trying to choke me, but I wanted to pretend that she was hugging me. Despite it being cold out, and her being soaked, it was the warmest hug I had ever received. I hugged her back, said goodbye, and walked home with a huge smile on my face, bruises and all. Really? You're smiling? You just found out that she was frequently getting beat up by her boyfriend. And you're smiling?
Well, that's just it, though. Is it her boyfriend? This is Onision, right? Like, how much?
That's true.
Like, it could also be her dad.
Yeah. But also, wait, you just found out somebody you apparently care a lot about and won't stop fucking thinking about at the creepiest opportune moments. Like, you just, like, found out that she's getting, like, beat up, like, she's getting abused. why are you smiling? Shouldn't you be worried as fuck?
I think he forgot.
I mean, yeah, no, he definitely clearly forgot, but as a writer, at least, I would not have, like,
No. Like, not the writer forgot. Like, James forgot.
Yeah. Yeah, James forgot, but in my mind as a writer, I'm like, I can't, that feels like tonal fucking whiplash. Like, you can't do that. It just feels like, it definitely feels like it was all a means to an end, and you're like, I don't know. That, all I have to say is, that's a really shitty refrigerator you put that woman in, Greg. You couldn't get her a nicer one? Like the ones that have Wi-Fi? You can tweet from some of those.
Alright, so before we finish up tonight, what did this chapter do right? Like, this chapter basically did everything wrong, but what did it do right?
So the description of tears, like trying not to cry when you're like really about to, pretty good. I like that, and I think that, like, I don't know, there's potential in the way that was written, but only in that little line. Like, that was something I personally enjoy reading, like little descriptions of like details of humanity, little things like that. I really do enjoy. So I did like that. There were parts of the fight scene where I was like, yeah, you've kind of got a rhythm here. I know that it was like boring, but I mean, I know that like it was boring overall, but I do think that there was like, as boring as it was like it was easy to read. You know, like it had good readability in that I wasn't like, wait, what the fuck is happening? I knew where people were for the most part. I knew what was happening. I know who threw the last punch. It wasn't like just like a weird, like mostly like flowery language description, and I couldn't tell what was going on. I knew what was going on. Pretty good, I'd say, because lots of fight scenes, especially in fiction, are hard to make feel comprehensible. You know?
Yeah.
So that. Yeah.
And I already said this, but he made the abuse feel very real, which only becomes disturbing when you remember who wrote this.
Yeah, I hesitate. It does feel real, but I hesitate to compliment him on it. I mean, I hesitate to compliment him. Period. I am like reviewing this as. Like, I'm making jokes, but I am reviewing the actual writing content as objectively as possible, but I hesitate to compliment him, and I hesitate to compliment him specifically on that, because it's like, I know how you know that, and I hate it.
Ginger, any thoughts?
Did
Did this actually make you feel sick?
Yes, I'm nauseous and I have a headache. And I
Oh,
am
man. I'm sorry, dude.
I'm still here because I don't want to miss out on hearing you two riff.
Well, I mean, as always, you are free to opt out. This is the context behind this book is equally, if not more painful than the book writing itself. So
I'm just like, I want to hear what you guys have to say.
Alright, well, I gotta light the menorah. Super late,
Okay.
but I gotta light it. Thank you
and I
everyone
gotta
for
work on
coming out.
Asblog stuff.
Thank you everyone for coming out. I will see you all next week. Maybe with
Since
more
his
bits.
pain.
Yep.
Woo! Merry Crisis.
Yep. Bye everyone. No, actually, wait. How many? Nah, no, not worth a raid. Night, everybody.
Night.
Boop.